Let's talk about these Lucki sales though. Bro is actually a G. I made like a tweet and I was like, if you are an upcoming rapper, this is literally the rapper that you should be. Like, everyone's trying to be Cardi, right? However, that's honestly not the way to go. Like, you can't expect yourself to blow up like he did, especially with the cosigns like Ian Connor, ASAP Rocky, ASAP Mob, ASAP Bari, all those people, right? However, Lucki actually put in the work. Like, I've been listening to him since like 2015 when SoundCloud really started popping off a little bit. I discovered him like Perfect Plug. That was on YouTube, like way back in the day, back with like Fawny and who is like Warhol. So yeah, you should be looking to follow his footsteps of just like, I literally don't think if you're doing anything, I'm not even talking about content creation or being an artist. Like, if you want to succeed at anything, all you got to do is just outlast everybody. Like, if you're making YouTube videos or you're making music for however long, like 7, 10 years, like everybody's going to quit after 2, 3 just because everyone's a bum. Literally, like 99% of the population is bums and they will not work hard to actually get what needs to be done, you know? Now you can say Lucki Mid, I don't really care. His last album sold 21K. He was beating DaBaby. He was beating all these mainstream rappers. And now he's selling 40K. Now these are just projections. However, somebody was saying in the replies that they'll go down. Look what happened to Uzi's. But we already discussed how Uzi's sales went from 220 to 250. But that was never projected by chart data. So that was just, I think that was a fan page who made that up. I even saw somebody saying that he was selling like 218K if you count bundles. I'm like, nobody buying Uzi's bundles. Not to hate, but it's like, he's not making the Travis Scott bundles. Like, I didn't even see one merch drop from him. Did he even drop that? Bob cares way too much about sales. I don't. That's not even the point of this stream. The point of this part of the stream, at least, is literally about, like, it's not even the 40K. That's just, I feel like first week sales, I don't necessarily care about that. I'm working on a video of that too. It's more so like milestone, right? Lucki was already an underground GOAT beforehand because he has been in the game so long. He just builds up a slow fan base. However, now he's just finally getting to that point where, like, it's crazy how 8 years down the line he's peaking. I'm not saying like this is his peak, but he is just continually going up. I think he just signed to Empire like last album or the album before that. So I'm just saying, man, it has nothing to do with the sales. It has to do with the grind. I feel like a lot of people don't work hard at all, especially in the rap game. Like, they would start rapping for like 1 year and then they're expecting to blow up, and that's just not how it's gonna work whatsoever, right? At all. The new album was fire. I mean, I have my, it's not prejudice, like I have my criticism of the album. I didn't actually think it was all too great. However, we've discussed sales wise, it doesn't even necessarily matter about the quality of the album, especially when it comes to first week. It's just like, how many people do you have tuning into it? Now the second, third, fourth, fifth consecutive weeks, that's really where you can tell the quality of an album. Like, are people continually streaming it? Because I know we saw Uzi's chart or not chart, but yeah, chart data, what's it called, posted it, and it said the second week numbers of Pink Tape. Now he got 165K the first week, and then the second week it dropped off to less than a third of what it had before at 55. So what does that tell you? Maybe people weren't like, they was super hyped, but then a lot of people probably turned off by the rock shit. And so that's where you see the quality, or maybe not even the quality, like the product market fit. Why people overhating Pink Tape? Because of that. Like, he's a rapper and then he made metal songs. So like, what do you expect? Of course, people are going to be like, what the hell is this? They're used to, Young Thug, Gunna, like everybody just dropping straight rap music. You also what happened to Drake, like with Honestly Nevermind. Was it Honestly Nevermind? Yeah, that was the House album. Like he still sold 300K, but it is Drake. I have not listened to that album ever since. I haven't heard anybody listening to that. I know some people are hating on me for not hating on it, but I also think that people dick suck whenever a rapper does anything outside of rap, which I get. Like, you should appreciate the music no matter what for like them venturing out of their genre. But at the same time, like, your bread and butter is the rap. You can't expect it to be the best thing ever, especially when you have to recruit other people outside just to be able to make this certain type of music. Because it's just not your like forte. Now, some people could probably, like, I feel like Cardi does the metal shit well, but he also raps on it. He's not like doing like a straight cover song for a rock song, you know? It grew on people over time. I have not seen anybody talking about that at all. Now, one person who did it really well, I'll have to admit, was Lil Yachty. That psychedelic rock album. If you play that while you're tripping balls or even sober, just like daytime activities, you're at the beach, throwing the football, whatever, like that's a good album. It took him like 3 years though, he said. So, as I said before, like if you're doing it like half-assed kind of, or like, I don't know, it's just, if that's not your peak performance, you don't see like a football player going on the NBA court acting like he's gonna be a fucking beast. Like everybody else is 6'10". So equate that to all the rock stars who've been doing this shit for like their entire lives, and a rapper who most of the time doesn't even know how to play an instrument. Like, of course, it's not gonna be the greatest thing ever. At least the fans might not think so. I didn't like the rock songs all too much. Gunna is doing numbers. Gunna is doing numbers for sure. Like that Fuck You Mean song, the Yeah Yup. Didn't I call that? I said that was the best song on there. I didn't like the Gunna album too much either. I feel like there's a stat where rap albums, Uzi is the only rap album that went #1 this year. And I think like Hip Hop by the Numbers or something tweeted it, where it goes like from 2015, it's like 11 or 15. It's 15 albums went #1 in rap. And it goes 14, 13, 11, 11, 11, 10, 9. It keeps going down, bro. Why? I'm not saying that rap is dying. I'm just saying, like, I don't, it's definitely something to take a look at. I also do think that the bigger rappers have slowed down their frequency of releasing music, such as Travis Scott or Kanye, or not necessarily Drake, but Drake's always going to go #1 if you ask me. Even Uzi slowed down a little bit. He's dropping mixtapes now. The last 3 projects have been like EPs or collab tapes or a pink tape, but the pink tape still went #1. Who else is there really? Like Lil Durk or Lil Baby went #1. But whenever the pop artists come in, like Taylor Swift, and she keeps re-recording old albums and then selling like 700K or $1 million, it's just crazy to me. What do I think about BLP Kosher? I like BLP Kosher. I met him at Summer Smash backstage. I don't know. Sometimes rappers be so serious, and I'm like the least serious person ever. I was like, yo, can I touch your hair real quick? I just want to like know what it feels like. He just started looking at me. I'm like, dude, we've talked before, like through DMs. Come on, this isn't weird. This is, bro. And then his manager looked at me and was like, and I'm not good friends, but like I'm friends with the manager. I was like, what? Like, does he realize that I'm the person that he talked? You know what I mean? Uzi did not slow down, especially with the awards. He did though. He waited 3 years to drop Eternal Atake. I'm talking about between 2015, 2016, he dropped 3 projects. He waited 2-3 years to drop Eternal Atake, and that's a studio album, whereas the rest, collab tape with Future. I think that even went #1 though. And then Red and White EP, that was bound to not be #1 because it was like only 7 songs or something. And then this one was, I feel like it's just like the longer albums, to be honest. But yeah, Lucki's growth, super organic. Honestly, I think this is a better business model than most rappers, because everybody's trying to blow up on like TikTok, right? And this is why I think TikTok's trash if you're an artist. You blow up, you get like a couple good songs, whatever, but you're not building that foundation, the fan base. And so after your little run is over, and this happens to so many, you don't even know it because like you forget about them in your head. But like, you know, a couple months down the line, year down the line, you don't hear their name at all, so you forget, and then they don't have that fan base because it was really the songs were bigger than them. You see it all the time. However, Lucki never really went viral on TikTok, never went viral on really anything, like viral within this space, sure, but like TikTok billboard hit, no. However, he's steadily just growing his income every single month, every single year, dropping consistently. And that's where you really make the money, just consistent. Like you see Yeet build that discography, the catalog, finally blew up, and that's why he didn't become a statistic. He didn't become a TikTok star that blew up and then fell off as quickly as he blew up. So now he's good. Like he doesn't even have to go viral. Honestly, I think going viral is the stupidest thing. Like, cause it doesn't help at all. Like, yeah, you make quick money, and then like I'm here for that recurring revenue. I don't give a shit about all that TikTok, whatever. I cut off all my TikTok people who were editing things. I was like, I don't want to go viral. I just want to post clips. We're gonna keep growing. That's it. We don't need to do any of that. Stop deriding Yeet, bro. We're just talking about like facts here. You want me to come with a different example? Uzi. Although Uzi went viral, but he dropped so many times that people like continuously listen to all of his albums. Like he grew that fan base. And so he doesn't need to go viral ever either, even though he did. But then now people listen to the rest of his discography, not just EXO Tour Life. That's all it is. Who found out about Lucki from Bruce? Who was saying that? I don't know. Probably a lot of like the newer kids, because like people are before the age of like, I want to say, I don't know, like 14 even. You're not even, and I'm not, obviously there are going to be music heads who are tuning into SoundCloud or whatever. But before 14, I wasn't even like conscious enough to like look up music. I was still like listening to like 50 Cent, like off LimeWire. I'd download that shit. And that's all I was listening to. And then 14 came around. Then I was like, you know what? This music shit, like I'm start looking deeper into artists, have the people I listen to. Like you really only listen to the radio songs at before that. So it's probably the younger kids who didn't necessarily hear about Lucki until Bruce. So yeah, I feel like a lot of people did. That could be one of the main contributors. I mean, how else can you explain really Lucki becoming more of a phenomenon, let's say, with like just he was steadily growing. Everybody knew about him, but like now he's going up there, man. Like 40K, that's technically mainstream, right? Like he's beating out Destroy Lonely, technically speaking. Pause. So that's mainstream in my book. I feel like that's really what happened. And it's not like he's paying that much for promo. Like he even fired his manager at some point. I think he said on Twitter, I don't know if he fired him, but he said like, I don't need no manager because my fans do all the work. So again, that's why you want to get that steady fan base rather than blow up on TikTok. Stop trying to blow up on your first song, bro. It's probably trash anyway. And that's no diss. Just like you don't realize until after you make like 100 things, like 100 songs, 100 videos, that like all those videos were garbage. So you thought Uno and Fawny would blow up? I talked to Uno too at Summer Smash. Fawny, yeah, I don't know why they didn't blow up necessarily. I think it's because they didn't like sign major deals. Like they didn't want to play that game, because in this rap space, and I talked to a lot of rappers about this, it's like I don't want to have to, and I feel the same way when people tell me to do interviews at all these places, and I'm like, it feels so weird like going up to rappers like, oh, you want to do an interview? But you got to play the game, the hierarchy. You got to step your way up in that totem pole by like doing the collabs and like doing the little photo shoots where you're seen with Destroy Lonely, or you're seen with, Cardi or Uzi or whatever. Like that builds up the credibility. So I don't know where I was going with that, but But oh, Uno and Fawny, they probably just like didn't want to play that game, which is completely respectable. I get it. Like Uno's making money regardless. I'm sure Fawny is too. Like I still have Fawny songs in the playlist, the Up Next playlist, just because I like his music. I used to listen to him all the time. Still check his projects. But yeah, I remember Splur Gang. But that's probably why. That's a huge L. You ain't heard no Uno songs in a minute. I think it's because he like changed his name. I think from what I'm not gonna say that, but what I think is that he doesn't like the underground antics of like all of the toxicity, and as it relates to exactly what I just said with the playing the game, and the fans like start saying, like, if you go on Summer's IG live, right, it's hella people just being like, Reno, hold up, let me finish, like just pause 1 minute. And he just, like, there are rappers in this game that do not want to play that. And I completely get it, but you low-key gotta do that. You gotta sell your soul a little bit, quote unquote, to go big. You gotta like let the fans do their thing, because you can't really control them, right? So that's what it is. How far can Cardi go with his music? Well, one of my friends hit me up. We were arguing about Cardi's music. I was like, Cardi is fucking GOAT, bro. He's the most influential artist of this newest generation, I think. At least currently, right? Because Uzi had his influence. I think it's Cardi's time now. But if you go to his monthly listeners, and I know that it's completely swayed by the Weeknd song, the popular song, like from the soundtrack of The Idol, the show that they dropped on HBO, which is fire. I don't know why people were hating on it so much. Yeah, there was naked chicks. Y'all gay, bro? You don't want to see naked chicks? Anyway, I was like, why is Cardi's monthly listeners just under Juice WRLD then at like 33 million, huh? And then they shut up. But again, I knew like they could have rebutted and said, well, the Weeknd feature, but they didn't know that, so I fucked them up real quick. The end of the show sucked. It's because they got cut short like an episode, I think, like because of all of the backlash. So I don't know. That's just the way it be sometimes. Thoughts on Lucki?
Thoughts on Lucki? That album was fire. That shit went crazy. And I think him selling 40K is crazy. I'm pretty sure his last tape sold what, 20? And then
yeah, it's 21.
I don't even know if did Wake Up Lucki even chart?
Did Wake Up Lucki? Which one was that?
That was the one with that was the one that came out in 2021. It was him and 50.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I don't know if it charted.
No, it didn't. Did this one chart, or is it charting?
Which right now? The one he just dropped?
I guess we won't know until Tuesday.
But them sales looking good. That's crazy for Lucki.
Wait, he dropped this Friday or last?
When did he drop?
What day is it? Tuesday?
It's Tuesday.
Yeah, he dropped Friday. Pretty sure. Yeah, if it does 40K, it's probably going to be like top 20 at least.
That's crazy.
I would think. Lucki's first Billboard placement was days before 3. It was at like 180. Yeah, again, I think he's the GOAT, man. He's the GOAT, underground GOAT. Everybody should look up to him.
I feel it's good he finally getting his respect.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out, because I feel like Destroy Lonely's album, right, it sold 29K. How the fuck did Lucki's get 40 when I feel like there was a lot more talk about If Looks Could Kill? You know
If Looks Could Kill sold 30?
Mm-hmm.
That's it?
I mean, I don't know how that's a lot in my book.
I'm saying it's a lot, but like that album did have a lot of hype around it. It was a lot of people talking about If Looks Could Kill.
Or like say Yeet, 2 Alive, 34. Like I feel like there was a lot more conversation around those albums. Not saying that Lucki didn't have hype, but I just feel like it was super anticipated. Lone is signed to Cardi. Like he gets that fan base who's tuned into it. Like I don't understand how he beat them
I look, somebody in the chat
unless
just
it's
said, I think,
playlist or something.
I don't know. He said, Lucki got more of an organic fan base.
Would you consider being signed to Cardi organic if it's like he gets the cosign?
I mean,
I feel like it is organic, but I get what they're saying as well. Like Lucki, it's his. It is his fan base.
It's just him. It ain't coming from Cardi and ain't coming from somebody else. It's him. So I feel like people probably more, like they down to be in tune with his music more.
Yeah.
Or am I chatting?
No. You're right. You're right. It's like the Opium Squad. They're just. I feel like sometimes people like the whole Opium aesthetic sometimes more than the actual music.
Music. I think so too.
And by the way, Lone he passed 1 million followers.
I seen.
And Lucki is at 995. Now it's pretty close. And again, like there's a difference between engagement and followers. Look at this shit, bro. On an album cover, he got 250K. Holy shit.
That's crazy.
I gotta check. I'm gonna check Lone's. His gotta be up there too, right?
They probably got some good engagement. Lone probably got some good engagement too.
Because he barely. Oh my God. 500K. What the fuck?
500 is crazy.
But he posts way less. Like that's May 9th. And Lucky's was later, obviously, like Friday.